Welcome to another ranking video, continuing my move through the years. This video is going to be on 2004. Before I get into the 10, a few notables that missed the cut. Yeah, to say these missed the cut just by the edge, really. Me and Mr. Johnson, Eric Clapton's tribute album to Robert Johnson, immaculate, really. Brian Wilson, he managed after 37 years to finally get an album called Smile out, and included three old Beach Boy classics. Heroes and Villains, Good Vibrations and Surfs Up. Pretty good. Archive Fire from Canada, Funeral. I like this album, but I have to confess it's waned on me a bit. Shangri-La, another beautiful solo record by Mark Knopfler, ex-Dire Straits. Much like some of his others, but it's beautiful to listen to. Prince, The Chocolate Invasion. He was busy this year releasing 3 albums, and this is typical of the man. Some great tracks on here as well. When I Lay My Hands on You. And then finally, the Doves' third album, Some Cities, and George Michael's first album for a while, Patience. Those are the ones that didn't make it. So let's move on now to the ones that did make it. And at number 10, Musicology by Prince. This was a shade ahead of The Chocolate Invasion. I love the man. I love his style, his eclectic mix. Musicology, the title track, is probably the standout track. Dear Mr. Man and A Million Days. No surprises from this genius, but I never get fed up by listening to a genius. At number 9, U2, How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. Of course, this was 3 years on from 9/11. Certainly a political edge to this. U2 albums, they never disappoint, but they've always fallen a bit short for me, and that's why this is at 9. Although some terrific songs. Vertigo is the highlight. City of Blinding Lights I love. And Love and Peace or Else. So to number 8, and I might have to refer to my notes on this one. Tramping by Patti Smith. It's her 9th album in 30 years, so she's not exactly been prolific. But her mix of garage rock, poetic ballads, and rock improvisation, coupled with political messages, means that she's always going to be worth listening to. And this is a pretty good one, but very political. Mother Rose, Gandhi, and probably the standout track, which reflects the war at the time, Radio Baghdad. That's Patti Smith, Tramping, at number 8. Moving on then to number 7. And this is an album by Prefab Sprout called Hidden Sprout. It wasn't exactly a new release, but it was a lot of work that hadn't been released previously. Outtakes and tracks that Paddy McAloon decided weren't good enough. Well, eventually the record company got him to agree to this release, and I'm very pleased they have as well, because there's some beautiful songs on this album, all new, and they come from the Steve McQueen sessions, the Langley Park time, and Swoon. So you're really getting quality stuff here. The Devil Has All the Best and Tunes and The End of the Affair are probably the standouts. Up to 5 now. The Charlatans, the Manchester-based band, Up at the Lake. Well, this sort of rock keyboard guitar amalgam is right up my street. A really wickedly cohesive rock band with a touch of psychedelia. and Tim Burgess at the front, who's a tremendous rock vocalist, to be frank. The standouts here: Eye Up Your Tree, Try Again Today, and Feel the Pressure. Get to listen to this band. They're a class act. And at number 4, and again my notes coming to the fore here, this is called Growing Backwards, and it's the latest album by ex-Talking Head David Byrne, and it's very much a theme of the human evolution. There's a sort of concept to this where he's going through the stages of life: adolescence, adulthood, middle age, and then old age, and it sort of confronts the issue of pending mortality. And the music, of course, a magnificent eclectic mix, really. There's a little bit of opera on here, there's a bit of funk, a bit of hip hop, there's Latino funk stuff, and there's also a touch of rock, new wave, which of course brought in, plus some disco. So you really get your money's worth when you listen to a David Byrne album, but you need to persevere. This is not easy listening on first take. To number 3 now, and this woman has become a regular participant in my ranking videos over the last few years. It's Angelica Kidjo from Benin and Oyaya, another first-rate piece of work by this genius diva from the country Benin. She's now become internationally recognised for her work with the World Health Organization, amongst others, and she's a tremendous human being. You can smell her genuine love for her people and for mankind. Back to the music though, well, what an array of sounds in here. Everything from African tribal stuff to South American samba, and of course she's got a taste for Cuban music as well, and of course this throws in the European mix to it all. Nyin, Wano, Bala Bala, which I particularly like, and Conga na Banarero are the standouts. Moving on then, another world music stars hit number 2 in my countdown for 2004, and it's Lila Downs' Una Sangre. Well, this is an absolute gem of an album. I've reviewed this album on my channel. Lila Downs, a Mexican multi-linguist who's capable of singing in English, in Spanish, and her own tribal languages. The music is a conglomeration, a melting pot of everything that's vital about that part of the world, mariachi, Brazilian styles, and she's also adapted, throwing in some reggae and some bluesy stuff, because her husband, of course, is an English speaker. I think he's from America. I may stand corrected on that. Vibarito, Malincha, and the standout Paloma Negra, which is a very traditional Mexican song, and One Blood, which is a terrific piece of reggae. Leaves us with the top album of the year, and this is the album by Morrissey called You Are the Quarry. Now, I've got a lot of Morrissey albums, and I acknowledge that they are pretty tough work to get into. I have always tried to persevere to get a decent sort of feel to his albums, and generally speaking, I come out liking them. But with this album, I loved it from its first listen. It's got some absolute gems on here. It's very much, there are many tracks about religion and about Ireland and about his perception of the characters within the world. It's an absolute cracker. I Have Forgiven Jeeves, Come Back to Camden, particularly like Irish Blood, English Heart, and then The World is Full of Crashing Bores. If you're a little bit uncertain about Morrissey, then maybe start here, because it's an absolute gem of an album. And of course, lyrically, he's up there with the best. So that's my take on a 2004, my top 10. Hope you've enjoyed it.